Hello everybody, welcome back to another lesson in my level 3 beginner piano course. In this lesson we're going to learn Gurlitt's Storm from opus 82 number 65. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and if you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up. Also, I offer online piano lessons. If you're looking for one, there's going to be information below. We are still in the chapter of D minor, so all of these pieces are trying to reinforce the scale, the positions, the chords of D minor, but of course we're also learning some other important skills. This piece by Gurlitt is one of those pieces which is not the most common in piano playing, where the left hand is being extremely expressive and the melody rests solely in the left hand. And I think it's crucial to be able to play expressively with the left hand as well, because we get so much experience with the right hand but not quite so much with the left hand. Although it's called a storm, I didn't play it too fast. I believe this piece has a very beautiful sound played slightly slower and also at a faster speed, which creates more of a stormy, rushed feeling, but at a slower pace it creates more of a dramatic, more expressive feeling. And for the purpose of an expressive left hand, I think it's better to play it slightly on the slower end, not on the faster end. The tempo says allegro non troppo, so fast but not too much, so not really fast, just on the lower end of the fast spectrum. We have a B flat, since we are in D minor, so every B is going to be B flat. And the right hand is playing the accompaniment all the way through in the form of thirds. And these are all eighth notes or quavers, so they're counting for us. And the left hand is going to play the melody. So let's play through the right hand first, from beginning until the very end. And then we're going to have a look at the left hand and then put it together. The right hand is going to start on D, F, 3, 5. Now the finger numbers in this specific piece are really guidance only. There are quite a few different versions that might work better for you. I sometimes change it to something else when I play it, but I want to stick to the one in the score just for demonstration purposes. It's one of those, so let's start with 3, 5, and as always, the most important thing when you play thirds is that the two notes go down perfectly together, instead of or just hearing one note. So making sure you really concentrate, you round the hand, relax the wrist and the forearm as much as you can, relax the shoulders, and just very gently but evenly start pulsating on these eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Playing a pattern for an extended period of time can get quite tricky because tension can build up even if there's a little bit of it. Unevenness can occur after a bar or two, so pay attention to keep the fluency, the evenness of these eighth notes or quavers, and making sure all of them are very accurate with curved fingers. When we get to the end of bar 3, we're going to move from D, F to D, E, 1 and 2 and C sharp, and back to D, F. Now here I'm going to change to 1, 3, which is going to feel much easier. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F, G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F, A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2. So we have a ritenuto, a slowing down in the very end. So as you could see, playing certain patterns for 5-6 bars can get very tiring, so you have to stay concentrated all the way through to not lose the evenness or the accuracy of the notes. Now, since this is the accompaniment, we have to be able to play it very quietly, whilst the left hand is going to be much louder and more bold. So very gentle right hand chords just flowing in the background, supporting the left hand melody. Let's move on to the left hand. It's in the bass clef and it's in 4/4, just like the right hand. Forgot to say it at the start. And we start with 3 rests. Now the left hand has quite a few big stretches and position changes, so again finger numbers are going to be quite important to follow for evenness. And one thing you'll notice in the score is that there are no slurs. Obviously we have to use phrasing and legato, but the original score didn't have any slurs, and I didn't want to add my own because there are quite a few different options on how to phrase the melody, especially in the second half where we don't have any rests. So it's not quite so obvious where one phrase is starting and where the other one is finishing. So for that reason I left it blank, but I'm going to show you one option here and you can use that as a starting point, but if you feel, you can change the phrasing a little bit as long as it stays very fluent and expressive. So we're going to start in this D minor position, A, D, F, A, and we're going to use very deep key attacks, deep into the keys, very legato, and we're going to use natural dynamics. So as we rise with the melody, we're going to get a bit louder, and as the melody is falling, we're going to get quieter, and at the end of each phrase, we're going to round off a little bit, so getting quieter, pulling it back for the end of the phrase. And we're going to use a lot of lateral motion of the hand and wrist circles to make sure we adapt to the shape of the melody, so the hand is flowing very smoothly and playing with those fingertips so we can get a very accurate and controlled key attack. This is really important because expression all depends on how you control the sound, and if you have no control over the sound, you can't make it expressive. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Stretching down number 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, lift. So in my mind, that's the first phrase. It finishes on a beautiful D, so we get from dominant to tonic. So once again, I keep all of this connected, cross over to the B flat, and then a big stretch to the F, and 2 eighth notes quavers, then an octave down, and gently finishing on the D. Once again. Lift. Second phrase. A and F. So we arrived at F major, the relative major. Now let's go on. The third phrase is very long all the way to the end, so here I said it's really up to you how you phrase it, but try to keep it as legato as you can. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, C sharp, cross over, cross under, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, rest, 4, and 1, 2, octave, D. And that's the final phrase. So pianissimo, very quietly at the end, and again slowing down. So once you practice the lot hands separately, you can really hear the clarity of the right hand. You can really express the left hand, make it deep sounding, rich sounding, and loud. Then you can add it together, and there comes the big challenge, independence of the hands again, playing detached notes in the right hand, legato in the left hand, playing quietly in the right hand, and louder in the left hand. So let's go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... As you can see, I'm really diving deep into that left hand. I'm going to show you 2 things what you should definitely not do. One is making the right hand too loud. We can barely hear the melody. It's ugly. It's not what you want. And the second thing is making the left hand louder, but not keeping that legato, kind of disconnecting those notes. You don't want to do that. You don't want to break up these notes. It forms one big arch. Now let's go on from that F major section. C sharp. Four and one and two and three and 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 four and one, two. And that's the end of this beautiful piece. Now, as I said, if you prefer a faster speed, by all means you can do that. It works just as well, but a slower speed is going to allow you to work more on the expressiveness of the left hand.